Welcome back to Final Fantasy X-2.
Hello.
Hello. We're carrying on with Chapter 2. Let's go meet Tobley again to do some more promo for his show.
Yay.
Hooray, it's that little guy I forgot to talk to in Chapter 1, thus ruining my 100%. Again. That was the second strike. I'll fix it in the New Game Plus, whatever.
I leave pricing to you. You can cash in if you sell high.
Come on, Uni. Let's give it a shot.
So now we're PR reps.
Yeah, this one is just use an FAQ for this one.
Really, that
just
bad?
use an FAQ for it. You have to sell tickets to the right people, offering them the right price. But how would you know if not through trial and error? Like constantly saving and loading in order to make sure that you're giving and talking to hoping that the people you're talking to are the ones that will buy the tickets for more money. So, yeah. Alternatively, just talk to these specific people. So that lady there, this lady down at the bottom of the path. Oh, there we go. Charge her up the nose as you do. 1,500. It's one of those bullshit things as well, whereas if you overprice them, then you can't talk to them again. You can't, haggle it either.
Really?
Yeah. It's like that horrible minigame from Digimon World where you have to try and sell items to NPCs, but it's all down to luck. Yeah, so this lady here, 1,500. What I'm kind of doing right now is the optimal way of doing it, which gets you the most money. And completes the mission the most efficiently. This dude over here by the shoe puffs. I miss the shoe puffs.
The shoe puffs.
I love the shoe puffs. I like that he's still got that big horrible scar from Jet slicing his leg open. Sorry, Mr. Shoe Puff. And then I believe we have to head over to the other shore now. So we go to the northern shore. Because there's a few more people there. Thankfully, once you've sold all the tickets, the game automatically takes you back to Tobley. So you don't have to come all the way back, because that would be a load of bollocks.
Shoe puff.
Wait, I just realised that Shoe Puff's legs weren't animated to move. It was just floating through the water there. It was like T-posing through that water. That's really lazy. God damn. Oh well. Let's sell some more tickets. Let's trick this old person into spending loads of money. Take that, grandma. Or grandpa, I can't quite see from here. Small child, yep, I'll exploit you for money. This is fine. Oh, this lady right here. Give me all the money. Thank you. And last but not least, we run up this path.
So how many are you meant to sell then?
Pretty much, well, I think 10. Or you've got, I think it's down to the profit you make, or... I'm not sure. I can't remember. It doesn't matter anyway, because I'm just making as much money as... You get 10 pitches, so you got to try and sell 10 tickets, but it's how much profit you get off those tickets that really matters.
Okay. Can you actually lose out on profit?
Yes, and that means you don't succeed the mission as you should. But there we go, that's the most profit you can get.
Well, did you sell? The tickets, I mean.
You better believe it.
Every last one.
Splendid, simply splendid. Did you hear that, everybody? Oh yes, before I forget. I've got to pay you your profits. Lastly, a little bonus for selling all the tickets.
Man, now that someone's pointed out that that's just a little Rob Paulson, it's very, very hard to unhear it. That is clearly Rob Paulson.
Trying anything.
Yep.
That's Pinky from Pinky in the Brain.
Everybody's happy.
I kind of had a slight inkling then when I was listening to it.
I was going to say that was just a name to you. I probably have told you who that was.
Yeah, I'm bad with that, voice actor names.
Most people are, because you kind of grow up hearing these characters, but who reads the credits after their favourite TV shows? Nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. I know the guy mainly through his podcasts. Anyway, as much as I ragged on the Chocobo mission from before, this is the worst thing in the game. This is the worst part of Final Fantasy X-2. or possibly any Final Fantasy game.
That bad?
Have you ever played a part of a video game that has actually led you to having to go to hospital?
And no, I can't say I have.
Well, this did for me. I suffer from migraines, is my problem. And this whole thing horribly triggered one of my migraines. Like the worst one I've ever had, one that required me to go get some prescription head tablets. And what you're seeing right here is a mini game where you have to press these button inputs as they appear on the screen. This isn't too bad, but there are 3 different versions. Payne's version is the problem. Look how fast those are going. And this is them at their slowest speed. They get faster and faster. Now, with them going way too goddamn fast, and the icons being way too small, and the fact that they flash when you do hit the icon, my brain was screaming at me.
Wow.
I was in severe pain from that. And the worst part is, that is a glitch. Because when you go to the second half of the Thunder Plains, there are some more towers, but the icons are way bigger. So the minigame's still hard, but it's not physically painful. So what that means is that this area is glitched, so that the icons are smaller than they're supposed to be. And they never fixed that for the HD re-release, and I couldn't find any online patches to fix it, so... Woohoo! Brain problems.
Wow.
I had to drive to the... Oh, it was a struggle to drive, but I had to basically, wrap my head in a blanket for several hours, lie down in the dark, and then once the pain had subsided a little, I then had to drive to the A&E and say, my brain is screaming at me, can you please give me something? I'm dying. I have work in the morning, and thankfully they prescribed me some strong shit. But the fact that I had to do that over Final Fantasy X too is, that left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. This is that same mission again, but this shows you how fast it gets, and this is how I ended up figuring out how to do it. I just spammed pause, and then while the game is paused, I'm able to tell what it is and press the button input as soon as it's unpaused. Without that, I would not have been able to do this mission at all, physically.
Wow.
And the worst part is that this mission, if you master it, if you do all of these towers perfectly, you get a ribbon, which is one of the best items in the games. You can't just not do it as well. so yeah, this is fucking horrible. These memory parts I don't mind so much. I kind of like this. It's just a game assignment. And this is what it looks like when the icons are the correct size. By this point, I was too hacked off to play it properly, so I was still doing the pause trick, but yeah.
So what is he actually meant to do there? You meant to do LB cross-cross? Is that what you got to do?
Oh, with those ones, you're just meant to hit the one that flashes. Is it? Yeah, I think one of them flashes and you're meant to hit that one. And for Yuna here, you just have to input the whatever it comes up with. In this particular tower though, because you're apparently looking in the water and looking at a reflection of it, you have to input these backwards. So say it goes, well, you're going to see on this next one. Left trigger, down, up, X. So that means X, up, down, left trigger, and whatever that last one was, up, left. So you have to put them in reverse order.
You would not get that.
Oh, I did. That one I didn't mind so much because it wasn't hurting me. It wasn't physically hurting me. So I didn't mind that minigame so much. It only took me 2 or 3 tries and I got it. Quite proud of my memory. But obviously this was several days after the whole incident, so yeah.
Wow.
You never expected me during an LP to describe how much a game has physically hurt the player, but there you go. Anyway, that gives you a Samurai Garment grid, which is funny because I don't have the Samurai dress sphere yet. So when I get that Samurai dress sphere, I guess I'll get the benefits of that. Anyway, fuck this whole thing forever.
Oh, you loved it, really?
I didn't, it hurt. Here we are in the Moonflow. This time I was really cautious about talking to Tobley's assistant, because last time I did that I ruined my 100%.
Oh, it's Tobley's assistant.
Would you mind doing us a favor?
What kind of favor?
Chief throwing a festival, singing and dancing in celebration. We're seeking musicians for a troupe, yes. Where could they be?
Misha, have a good party!
Find them?
Annie!
That is proper Jar Jar Binks.
It is just Jar. Hypello are just Jar Jar.
Thank you.
I don't know why they felt the need to put Jar Jar in this game, but okay.
Letter, yes?
They were in Final Fantasy X as well, but I don't think they talked in that one. Only the Shoe Puff guy did. It was just the Shoe Puff guy.
Miss Yuna.
Alright, let's go speak to Birdman, who has a very sexy voice.
What business do you have with me?
Birdman.
We have a letter from someone named Tobley.
Do you think you can help him out?
I must speak with my friends. It is not my right to decide for them. A moment, please.
Oh, we made out in this pool.
No, that was in the other part of the Moonflow where Una and Tidus may or may not have got it on. Wait, did Una and Tidus bang in the first game?
No, I think they just made out.
They just made it.
They just made out.
The camera did like cut away and like.
Yeah, I know, but I believe they just made out.
The spirits
I kind of hope they did because Kamari's watching them, and that would have been weird if he was there. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
and ask them yourself.
let's do a depressing mission where you have to retrieve a bunch of forest critters, only for all of them to tell you that they're doomed to die because the forest is dying, and this place is just a giant death analogy.
Lovely.
This is like the new far plane, this area. And the far plane is still a thing in this game also. Oh, it's so adorable. Look how small it is. So yeah, you get a couple of little ones and a few big ones. But you have to find all these little rings of butterflies to summon them. Also the Guado just tottering about as you do. Alright, so that's 1 and 2 right there. So running around the forest, and
many are
here's
there?
another one. I think there's like 6 or 7 that you have to get all together, I think. Yeah.
Huh? What can I do for ye?
Hey, what can I do for you?
Don't care! We made this joke before, but I don't care. Every time. This thing is just Shrek. This is Forest Shrek.
Well, Shrek comes from a forest, so...
It's a... Oh, it's a swamp, but okay, I'll give
Swamp
you
in a
that.
forest, I guess.
Oh dear, oh my, you startled me. Whatever could the problem be?
I have a favor to ask.
So you're essentially going around, like, waking all these people up.
No,
Yeah.
How horrible.
play our songs and have a
All these people who are doomed to die soon. But hey, they got to do their job. They got a show to do. Can't have you dying on us yet.
Well, it was pushing loads into an elevator, cramping them into an elevator, so at one point...
These guys, I'm going to assume, are just like horribly cheap labour. Everyone takes advantage of these poor forest critters. By the way, here's the last one. You have to do a little jump for this one. Which also alerts you to the fact that you can just skip most of these woods by parkouring across them. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I feel dumb now that I didn't know that. You just skip huge chunks of this place. Oh well. Off we go.
You did a dum-dum.
I've historically always done a dum-dum. I didn't know you could even do that.
My friends do not seem to object. We will help your Tobley.
We shall present a great event.
We'll get 'em all a real gas, you'll see, eh?
Yes, it will be a brilliant finale for our doomed kind.
Doomed?
If only all the faith had stayed, the woods would never ever fade.
Oh, Yuna, you just killed us all. Thanks.
Yeah, wow. You're all gonna die because of me. Whoops.
Yeah, leave it there.
They're all gonna die. We got a hay spangle.
I killed them all.
We just doomed their race.
Wow, that's like a next level genocide right there.
Inappropriate music to play there, Jesus. Alright, so you come back to this guy, you have a talk with him, and he gives us a busted item. Yay. We get the Bitfell garment grid and the Minerva's plate. This thing is great. This is like as good as the adamantite. So what it does is it you have to like meet certain conditions in order to acquire it. But once you've got it, it dramatically increases your black magic, but at the cost of slicing your HP and leaving you constantly poisoned. I believe so. Yeah, I think you're constantly poisoned or some shit. So, yeah.
Okay, so is that a good thing?
Glass cannon. You become the ultimate glass cannon.
This is where I'll find my calling.
Anyway, here's Glasgow. He's finally found his place in the calm lands. Jesus, look at them legs. Look at him go.
Damn, he's fast. Gonna go fast.
Sonic the Hedgehog, Jesus. Damn, Glasgow. You have to take a hover to be as fast as you. Oh, hello. Look at these two.
Hi, Summoner Yuna. I am Leon Ronso. We have not met.
Nice to meet you, Leon. And this is?
Aid Ronso.
I think these are brand new models. I don't think there were any young Ronso in the first game.
There wasn't.
Well done, Final Fantasy X-2. You made some new assets.
Leon and Aid hear many stories of Lady Yuna. Elder Kimari tells of your journey together. But please, do not speak to Elder of meeting Leon and Aid today.
Why not?
Oh. You must be the two kids who left Mount Gagazet, right? Kimari's really worried.
Should we take them back? Yeah.
Like, fuck this, we're out. Just casually stroll off. Ah, good one. Nice lads. Good lads. Well, never mind. There's an NPC around there actually who gives you a side quest that you can engage in, which involves going around the world and trying to basically woo women. Very similar to how you can go around and get people excited for the attractions in the Calmland. If you 100% that quest, you can end up getting like an auto haste accessory, which is goddamn fantastic. But I kind of just forgot to ever show that, so it's implied that I do that off screen.
Okay, we're gonna stick with that.
You don't have to. You don't have to see me going around the whole world and interacting with every single female character in every single chapter, because that's going to take a while.
Or every single one?
Not every single, like just as many as possible in order to hit a certain threshold of talking to X amount of women.
Bloody hell.
And you have to say the right thing to them as well. You have to say something that makes them, you know, invested in the idea of getting married to some weirdo in the Calmlands. It's a weird side quest. You have to basically go around and, like, be this guy's wingman, but for every woman in the world.
So what is it you got to do here now, then?
So here, we have to clear this place out, because Klasco wants this to be his chocobo farm, but it's full of monsters. Now, the monsters are all kind of... the way they're positioned is how you can gauge which monster you're meant to interact with, because a lot of them are fake. And if you interact with too many fakes, it resets. So you can kind of gauge based on where they're standing, because they generally always stand facing towards the real monster. Okay. So one of them is going to be like contradicting all the others by standing and facing in a different direction. So you kind of always have to interact with that one. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to kill this skink. Fuck off, skink.
Because I noticed there's a koala there as well. There's a koala there.
A koala?
A koala.
Oh, a koala. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking of a cute little Australian fluffy bear thing. No.
Koala there.
A koala, yes, yeah. Those things are really goddamn nightmarish, because it's the point in the game where they know how to use death. And they will just spam death on you. So, yeah. Annoying as hell. But they all seem to be pointing in this direction. But that one's pointing to the left, which doesn't make sense because there's no one to his left, so he must be that one. That's kind of how you gauge it. You have to figure out which one of them doesn't make sense.
So now you got to kill this girl before he casts death.
Yeah, I'm not going to pull that off. This thing's got quite a bit of health, actually. Ow. Fuck off. I'm dead now. That wasn't cool, Mr. Kuel. Even Pain, with a bloody ridiculously tanky health, can't do anything about that. Kind of unfair, if I'm honest. Anyway, give him a death, give him a kill, do a hecking murder on him. 1, 2. Please die. Why aren't you going down? Please die. Jesus. This thing. This is a stubborn son of a bitch. At least now I have life magic. I can now use my MP to bring characters back up, and I can use Absorb to get my MP back. So I can get a nice cycle of life and death in a single battle. And this thing has now boosted its defense so many times, I'm kind of out of options for how to kill it. Whoops. What I could do, one thing I didn't think of doing, and I'm quite stupid for not thinking of it, is using the blue mage's either Absorb or I think that Blaster even would have probably taken this thing down, but instead I'm like, no, I'm just going to whittle his massive defense down. I'm just going to keep hitting him. Yeah, that was a super effective hit I just did. Whatever, I'm just going to I'm going to freeze him. I'm going to use the world and throw millions of knives at him. That's my plan now. That's Jesus. This thing's impenetrable.
It's like a Metapod when you first start off.
Oh god, it is, yeah.
Arden!
Those little bastards.
Arden!
I just wasted all of my power points killing this one fucking bug because his defense is through the roof. Fuck it! Swords time! Time for swords! Kill it with swords! Stab it with more swords!
Wow.
I don't think outside the box in this battle. I'm not like, oh, it's raising its defense, I'll attack it with magic. I'm like, no, hit it harder! Hit it more and harder! More hits for the bastard thing! And then I'm like, oh wait, yeah, shit, magic. I can use magic. Why don't I just do that more? Whoops. I'm an idiot. Oh well, hit. Please die. Please go down. Blind wing. Fuck, it's got a fair bit of health as well. Why is this one little enemy like the hardest thing I've had to fight so far? There we go. Got him. Jesus. Wow. That took a while. Alright, well. Probably not going to show you those full battles. Alright, let's run to the right. And the annoying things are those elementals, because you can't tell what way they're facing. Because they're like weird pattern enemies. You can't, like, they don't seem to have a direct forward. Not that's easily visible anyway. There's none of these ones. So I'm going to assume it's either in the middle, because there is a middle section, or it's on the right. If you can flag which one it is, all the more power to you.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Alright, well these ones here. Oh, that one's pointing to the right, that one's pointing downwards. That one. Yeah, got him. That was one of them. And next up we have, where's the next one? Oh yeah, we've got Kuel, it's definitely over here. Skink. Oh, Armit, you're looking the wrong way, you get murdered. There we go.
Skin. Cool, looking the wrong way. It'll be the skin. No.
Oh, no it's not. So that left me a bit confused, I'm like, wait a second.
Coel at the end. No, it's not.
It's not that one. It could be the Coel or the Skink, because they're both facing each other, is the thing. So, yeah, at this point I'm like, wait a second, maybe it's up here. I'm wrong about that, because if it were up here, then they'd all be pointing slightly left. They'd be pointing towards the middle. But at this point I'd realised that I'd kind of balked it, so... Whoops. This is tricky. Considering that they are literally pointing the way you're supposed to go, this is kind of hard to figure out. Yeah, it is either that Coel or the Skink that's on the right. The ones that were facing each other.
I think it's the skin.
Possibly. I'm just gonna heal myself, whatever happens. Hey, I'm just gonna reset it, fuck it. Yeah, this is where I just threw my hands up and said, I don't know, I can't. I don't want to risk it. We'll just start from the beginning. And then they all turn to elementals, which makes them even harder to gauge. Thanks, game. Fucking hell. I'm not doing great at this mission. Middle, left. I think it's gonna be the left. Down the bottom left. Down at the bottom left. Mm-hmm. Definitely down at the bottom left. Yeah, there we go. I got you now, Mr. Skink. Or is it? Or am I? Wait. They're all pointing that way.
Must be that skin.
Must be, yeah.
That one.
No, it's not the Skink, it's the Coel. Because they're pointing directly at each other, it could be either one.
Oh, that's unfair.
Yeah. Anyway, after all that, you get a boss fight. Which is a bit lazy, because it's not a boss, it's just a bunch of enemies, but okay. We'll treat it like a boss. It wants to play the boss music. I guess it's a boss now. Here we go. Jump on this elemental's head, Super Mario Brothers style.
Don't hold out on me.
And for these guys, I do have for all the scrubby battling I've been doing in this video, I do have quite a good tactic for these ones. Let's get out my songstress and use the Samba of Silence, which actually works. So I just render them unable.
Wow.
I render them unable to do anything for the duration of the battle.
You literally just...
Yeah, no.
So now they can't do anything?
No, they can't, no. This is great. This is quite satisfying, actually. Just watching them try to cast spells. While Pain just beats them up. Pain and Riku both.
Let's use magic up!
Let's boost the magic we can't use. Now that makes them a little bit threatening for the brief periods where they can attack. Except I'm just gonna use the Samba of Silence again. So, you know, that ain't gonna last long. And also, Pain is a powerhouse who is never going to die. Yeah, silence me all you want, it ain't happening. So yeah, that's that battle for you. That's pretty much done. That's one of them down. Use a few more Thunderblades. Thunderblade, the elemental warrior move is really goddamn helpful, actually. They are good for taking down magical enemies when you have physically oriented parties. Sometimes the enemy's defense stat is so high that it's still worth using normal magic, but in the situations where you can't, yeah, this is always a good alternative. But in terms of like all the classes in the game though, if we're not talking like the super busted ones, I'd have to say that Gunmage and Songstress are my two favourites. Songstress because even though they seem useless, they could completely wipe the floor with a fight of certain fights, like this one here. And the gun mages, because some of their moves that they get later are beyond busted. You've
got the attack one, ain't you?
Oh, that's the Gunners. The Gunners have that one, but that too, actually, yeah. I'd say Gunners is also in there in terms of the best party members to use.
Why are you casting darkness? Because if you're using
that
magic,
was a literal slip of the finger, but you know, it doesn't matter.
Oh, thank you so much. At last, my dream can come true.
What dream?
I'm going to start a chocobo ranch. No one will bother me here. I can finally raise chocobos in peace.
Good luck.
Oh no! I can't raise anything without a chocobo!
You've got your work cut out for you.
Well, 3 guesses on what I spend the rest of this video doing.
Oh, you actually really collecting up chocobos?
Well, yeah, of course. I've got to fill the chocobo ranch with chocobos. You could... I also got Alchemist as a dress sphere, which is super goddamn busted. So thank you for that one. How did I not mention the Alchemist when I mentioned busted dress spheres? Alchemists give you infinite items, so you can just spam mega potions with them.
Wow.
And you get Riku's Mix, which you use whenever you want. Riku's Overdrive from the first game is just their auto ability. They can just do that.
Wow.
Yep. Anyway, so Glasgow here explains that you can use these Geisel greens to...
How do you actually say them?
I think it's Geisel.
Geisel, because I was calling them Geishel.
I used to do that too, but I heard it pronounced phonetically in a game at some point, and I'm pretty sure it's Geisel. But yeah, it gives you a bunch of different greens even, and you use those to collect chocobos. When you fill this ranch with chocobos, you can then send those chocobos on missions, and they collect items for you, which is cool. And they can also collect garment grids, unique garment grids.
So it's worth doing this then?
Yeah, yeah. In fact, here's me running around the Calmlands waiting for chocobo to happen. This gives you an idea of what happens in battles now when you encounter a chocobo. Instead of them automatically running away, you just throw some Geisel greens at them while they're trying to beat you up. You take out whatever enemy is with them, and once that other enemy is dead, making sure you don't ever hit the chocobo joins you. Now just be careful, because chocobos actually do a shit ton of damage, and they can actually kill you.
Really?
And yeah, they can do stuff like Choco Meteor, which is ridiculous. And
Choco meat. I want to see that.
You will. Don't worry. You will eventually. But, yeah, you want to collect about 16 of those. Fun times.
Wow.
Anyway, one more thing we're going to do now that we've collected all those chocobos. We're going to head to Zanakan Ruins to do the last of the optional side quests. And then we're going to carry on with Chapter 2's main quest.
Okay.
You know, the one where
we've got steel outfits.
The one where we strip people.
Yeah.
Well, hello.
How's work?
It's a never-ending struggle. As you can see, the monkeys are multiplying. They were harassing the tourists. We had to close down.
So, Pop got told off by Uni and outsmarted by monkeys. That's gotta hurt.
Oh. Well, I must be going.
Now you behave yourselves.
Hey, if there were more of these little guys, you think the place would empty out?
It just might.
Wait, so they don't want tourists there?
Of course they don't, because Yuna thinks Anakin is sacred. So she's going to sabotage this whole operation by making the monkeys do a fuck on each other. That's the plan. We're going to matchmake all these monkeys. And we're going to do it based on their names. The monkeys have correlating names that give you a hint on how they, or which ones to match them up with. For example, I think we're going to see one in a moment. Once we've opened all of the chests ever. Thank you, Zanakin. So you got Birch there, and yeah, we got Birch, who is going to team up with not Summer, not Valley, Sequoia. So Birch and Sequoia, they're both types of trees. You got Spring, who I believe goes with Summer. I think Spring and Summer. Yeah, it takes a while when you first start because there's a lot of monkeys that you just have to memorize which one's a which. Then you have Dusky and Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have actually quite clever names. I will give the minigame that. But wow, it's annoying that I have to run back through all the bloody rooms repeatedly. We've got Dusky and Dawn, then we've got Rosemary and Time.
Time.
It's got to be Time, yeah. Where is Time? Every time you talk to the wrong monkey as well, you always get like some of your money nicked. There we go, Time and Rosemary. Terran, so that's Earth, and I think the other one's Sky. It's Terran and Sky. Earth and Sky. There you are. Then we got Minnie and Max.
Max.
Good thing it wasn't Mickey, otherwise the Final Fantasy would have a lawsuit on its hands. Jesus.
Summer.
Oh, wait. So what did Spring go with then? Oh, I think Spring went with Autumn and Summer goes with Winter? I think, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, getting there. We got Peak and Valley. Yeah, there's one in here called Valley on the right. There it is. Then we've got Canis, and I think it's Canis and Felis, so cat and dog.
Cat and dog.
Cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria. God damn, there's so many more monkeys. Felina, there we are. God, why do you make me run all the way back to the end every time? Jesus. Just let me pick up any given monkey. Arrow and Quiver.
Quiver.
Yep. Alright, nearly there. Thank God I know how to speed up footage. Could you imagine LP of this game not speeding this up?
Would it be silver?
Yeah, gold and silver. And even the game's like, finally, Luna and Sol. So. Oh, well, that was an experience. But this ending monologue kind of makes it worth it. The world was veiled in darkness, but now monkey love blossoms and grows. A monkey-full future surely lies ahead. This is their home. They will protect it now and always. And I get the Soul of Tomasa, another great item for mages. So the Soul of Tomasa, it boosts the cost of all of your magic spells, but also strengthens them. Combine that with
Minerva's
the
plate.
Minerva's plate, and you have a god mage on your hands.
Oh shit!
And that's what Yuna's going to be for the rest of this playthrough. Hooray!